Hey guys, what's up? It's the Culture Detective here, investigating your favorite movies. And today I'm gonna be doing a very special movie review because, apparently there is a fifth Avengers movie. I know what you're thinking. It's a little crazy, alright? It's a little far-fetched. But no, it is indeed real. There is a fifth Avengers movie titled Avengers: Dawn of the Multiverse. And here is my script, and I'm ready as hell to talk about this movie because, oh my gosh. First of all, you may be wondering why it isn't in your theaters, it isn't in your cinemas nearby. It is because it is leaked. Because apparently Avengers Endgame and the fifth Avengers Dawn of the Multiverse are already being filmed and edited earlier in the year 2019. It is already completed, and unfortunately, also fortunately, this movie is being leaked on some streaming platforms due to the fact that the whole Avengers Endgame is the rage now. Thus, nobody really cared about the fifth Avengers movie. Nobody in the Marvel staff really cared about it, so they didn't really secure the movie, the whole, file all that well. But anyway, I watched it. I saw the poster, and, let's comment on the poster first. Honestly, I've never seen a poster this messy and this weirdly designed. It's a really special poster because not only does it have a raw quality to it, it also has this quality to it that makes it feel like it's almost fake. So, it does give off a very special vibe. Going into the movie, I actually didn't have any idea what am I going to see because A, we still don't have the trailer yet. B, the poster is pretty weird. But I'm gonna tell you something. This movie is insane. What happened in this movie is the most anticipated crossover in the history of comic books ever. And I'm serious because I don't know, man. I don't know. It's been teased for such a long time that Marvel and DC are gonna have a huge crossover, and in the fifth Avengers movie, it did happen. And not only did DC and Marvel cross over, other franchises also crossed over with Marvel, such as HBO's Game of Thrones, the Netflix original series 13 Reasons Why, and also some other musical artists were also featured in the movie. They actually have cameos in the movie. It's actually kind of crazy. I know it sounds crazy and all, but with the title being Dawn of the Multiverse, we can really tell that a lot of new characters from different universes and art in general are already gonna show up in the movie. So the plot is let me go into the plot first. I'm gonna spoil some spoilers from I guess Infinity War and all and Endgame. So I haven't watched Endgame, so right into the movie, right in the start of the movie, Thanos is already defeated, and unfortunately, Captain America didn't make it. However, Iron Man made it, Tony Stark made it, but he kind of gave up his suit, he kind of gave up his Iron Man identity. So we are left with a whole new set of Avengers without Captain America, who's being replaced by Captain Marvel now, and Iron Man is also gone, even though he's still alive, and he's being replaced by Don Cheadle, War Machine. So after what happened to Thanos, Ant-Man went into his asshole and blew him up, and even though that scene didn't happen in Dawn of the Multiverse, but it's heavily implied that that's how Thanos died at the end of Endgame. Anyway, after Thanos' defeat, the new Avengers started to realize that there is a much greater threat in the universe, and that is the Annihilator, which is also one of the most significant and one of the most menacing and threatening and most talked about villain in all Marvel comics, the Annihilator, and his entrance is insane. And when he showed up, his presence is just so powerful. It ripped a huge wormhole in the middle of New York City and caused and caused the multiverse, essentially, and thus the title, Dawn of the Multiverse. At first, we have Batman showing up, which is actually really, really interesting, because when Batman went through the wormhole, he had amnesia. He forgot about everything. And if you are familiar with comics of DC, you know that Batman secretly has a crush on Kara Danvers, who is a Supergirl. And then in Marvel, we have Carol Danvers, who Captain Marvel, who is Captain Marvel. And so when Batman came to the whole Marvel universe, he thought Captain Marvel was Supergirl, thus trying to have relationships with her. And right off the bat, in the first act, we have a scene where Batman tries to approach Captain Marvel, but Captain Marvel actually fought back by saying that if Batman touches her once again, she will file a sexual harassment lawsuit. And I don't know, man. You know, after watching the entire fifth Avengers movie, I think that's the only skill that Captain Marvel has, is to threaten people by accusing them of rape or sexual assault or whatever. And yeah, of course, Superman apparently is also in this movie. And because Annihilator is still a thing, and apparently there's one weakness that Annihilator has, and it's music. And after some consideration, they realized that Superman has this superpower where he can speak very loudly and sing very loudly. And since the biggest weakness of Annihilator is music, they decided that Superman singing XXX Tentacion's Look at Me right at Annihilator's face is gonna hurt Annihilator somehow. And oh my gosh, that scene when Superman sang XXX Tentacion's songs very loudly, that scene was actually really epic. And then immediately after the first and second acts of the movie just went downhill from there, unfortunately. Not only did Batman and Superman showed up, the Flash also showed up, and the Flash is just pure cringe. I mean, I enjoy Ezra Miller's performance here. I think he's a talented actor, but the Flash saying that he could pee and poop in the matter of 1 second, and the fact that he demonstrated it in front of all these new Avengers members, it's just really cringy. And then, of course, the multiverse started to twist, started to change. Even though Annihilator is hurt by the music, it still doesn't change the fact that the multiverse thing, it's still happening. And it literally rips a wormhole open to King's Landing. Yes, you heard me right. King's Landing in Game of Thrones. And Game of Thrones characters started to hop in. In the midst of all this chaos and mayhem, there's another scene that's just super duper cringy and unrealistic, and I just don't like it. And it's that scene where the Hound suddenly pops up out of nowhere and eats a piece of chicken. And the problem is the chicken is not like any other normal chicken. The chicken was actually dabbled into the last dab, which is said to be the spiciest sauce in the entire world. And then the Hound ate it, and he unfortunately died because of spiciness. And I don't know, I think killing off the Hound can be really entertaining and really epic, but dying because of spice is just one of the dumbest ways to die, in my opinion. And then, however, I still enjoy a lot of the performances by the Game of Thrones cast. I think Kit Harington is amazing. I think Peter Dinklage did an amazing job. Lena Headey totally killed it. Seriously, Lena Headey gave a really, really powerful performance, especially when Cersei Lannister mistook Spider-Man as Tormund Baratheon, actually Lannister, right? And she was like, "Whoa, didn't you jump off the building? Why are you still alive?" And it's this moment of spirituality for her, and it's actually a pretty powerful moment, pretty emotional indeed. But then the movie continues to worsen as some characters from 13 Reasons Why started to pop up. Especially the character of Clay Jensen. I don't know if you remember him or not, but oh my gosh, he is such a headache. At first, he joined the Avengers and all the other characters saying that he has superpowers, and then halfway through the movie, he suddenly started to apologize for having this delusion that he has some sort of superpower. Also, if you have been paying attention, the character of Okoye, who was previously played by Danai Gurira, is actually recast, and now Cardi B plays Okoye, and that actually stirred a lot of controversy around the movie. I don't know why would the casting directors think that Cardi B would be a better actor than Danai Gurira when it comes to playing Okoye, when Cardi B can barely speak English, let alone an African accent. And then, of course, Drew Taggart of Chainsmokers popped up very briefly, but, you know, I don't know, some pigeons started to fly around him, and then he suddenly died. I don't know what really happened in that one scene, but I don't know. All I know is that Drew Taggart showed up, and then at the very near end, 6ix9ine pops up out of nowhere, dropped the N-word, and then disappeared. And in my opinion, I think it's really distasteful. The N-word? Really? Kids are supposed to be watching this movie. And at the very, very end, Annihilator gained a new superpower, and that superpower is seeing through people's pants. And that's just immature writing at this point. And then at the very, very end, Billie Eilish popped up, I think, out of nowhere. I think she made a cameo, I think. And the ending of the movie is just so disappointing. I don't know what's even more disappointing. Is it the fact that the entire climax of the movie took place in someone's house bathroom? Or is it the fact that Captain Marvel defeated Annihilator by accusing it of rape? And at this point, the only saving grace that the movie has is the post-credit scene where PewDiePie popped up and told us that the next MCU movie is gonna be somehow inspired by Meme Review. And I do look forward to that. I do. But other than that, I think the movie overall is just a huge mess. And oh yeah, I almost forgot. After Captain Marvel accused Annihilator of rape, Michael Jackson was the last person to pop out of the wormhole, and he did a dance number. Yeah, at the end, I don't know what's more ridiculous. Is it Clay Jensen's really confused face? Is it The Flash's wet pants? Is it Cardi B's iron armor? I really don't know, but whatever this movie ended up, it's absolutely disappointing. I kind of like that it is such a bold and artistic statement for Marvel, for DC, for HBO, for Netflix. But yeah, I'm just not feeling it, man. I just think this movie is just too cringy and too ridiculous. At the end, I'm saying Avengers: Dawn of the Multiverse is trash, and I'm giving it a strong 3 out of 10. So, have you watched Avengers: Dawn of the Multiverse? From 1 to 10, how much do you rate it? Like if you like it, hate if you hate it, and subscribe if you want more. And thanks for watching. Who are you? Yeah. My name's Lil Syndrøme. I heard you gave the new Avengers movie a 4. You shouldn't have done that, nuh-uh. Well, that's the tea, bruh. What?